So in this first video, we're going to talk about positioning. Positioning is incredibly important as a five-a-side goalkeeper, especially as the goals tend to be very wide. So you can make shots look like a piece of cake if you are in the correct position and make easy saves, or alternatively, concede goals that could have otherwise been avoided if you were positioned badly. So we're going to go over some of the basic key concepts and stuff that you can follow and do to improve your game in terms of positioning.
As the striker moves across the pitch, the angle in which he can score from changes. These images illustrate exactly how much of the goal the striker can see. It's important to note when the striker is at an angle to the goal, there is less to shoot at. In order to cover as much of the goal as you can, you need to mirror the movement of the striker and the ball as it moves laterally across the pitch. The reason we do this is so that there's an equal distance to cover left or right, and you're not putting yourself at a disadvantage. Now let's take this as an example. We can see that the striker scored pretty easily. I'll pause it here and explain why. The keeper is positioned too far over to the right as we see it, leaving a huge gap to the left. And it's not surprising what happens next. When you start coming up against better strikers, and if you're in the wrong position leaving a big old gap one side, they will simply just smash the ball past you. Now let's have a look at this attempt on goal. As you can see, the keeper has taken up a more central position, which means he can reach either side equally and react better to which way the striker shoots.
The second thing to keep in mind is how far off the line you are as a goalkeeper. This for me is the biggest tip and the best bit of advice I can give you, and is how I've built a reputation as a good five-a-side goalkeeper. Put simply, if the ball is really far away, so if it's on the halfway or halfway up the court, and the only shot that can beat you is a potential long shot, you remain on the line. There's no real benefit to coming out and narrowing the angle because he's so far away, the angle isn't really narrowed by you being a metre or two off the line. So you might as well stay on your line, and this gives you a little extra time if a long shot happens to react and make the save and get across goal. But when the striker is herring down at you, coming at you, then all you need to do is mirror how far out he is. So as he's getting closer, you're getting further out of your goal. Obviously, you're constrained by your area, so you have to remain within your area. But as he gets closer, you come out. The reason for this is it narrows the angle massively, makes it really difficult for the striker to score. I'll show you some examples.
The first is when the striker is closing in at an angle to the goal. As he gets closer, you come off your line and literally meet him at the edge of the area. Using the block save, which is my favourite technique, and I've actually made a video explaining exactly how to do it. The link is in the comments if you need it. You create a barrier. As you've successfully come out, narrowed the angle and performed a block save, there's next to no chance the striker can score past you in this position. The same applies to when the striker is in the centre of the goal. By advancing to the edge of your area and meeting the striker, you narrow the angle in which he can score significantly. Using just these two concepts, staying in the centre of the goal from the striker's perspective, and also by coming out to narrow the angle as the striker gets closer, I can assure you, you'll be making many more saves. Be sure to subscribe and check out other videos in this five-a-side series, specifically the one on handling, to improve your game even further.